right now, outside of Queen's Park, there is about 100 folks who are calling for the end of the lockdown. What message do you have to people who are not taking this seriously?
The people in this province, side by side, are working together. 99.9% healthcare workers stay on the street, working around the clock to protect the community. We've worked so hard. We've come such a long way. A bunch of yahoos from the Queen's Park, from the Queen's Park. A bunch of yahoos from the Queen's Park, from the Queen's Park. A bunch of yahoos thinking it's alright, from the Queen's Park. A bunch of yahoos from the Queen's Park, from the Queen's Park.
We need to hold on. If we move too quick, everything we're doing might have been for nothing. People are talking about real and they're real, and that it's not happening yet.
Hey, I understand that people wanna get out there. I understand that, but we have to be responsible. It just burns me up.
These are the things we know.
All we have to do is stay the places.
A bunch of yahoos from the Queen's Park, from the Queen's Park. A bunch of yahoos from the Queen's Park, from the Queen's Park. A bunch of yahoos thinking it's alright, from the Queen's Park. A bunch of yahoos from the Queen's Park, from the Queen's Park.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hardcora.
And I'm Conchita, and we are the B-Girls, and we are QuaranQueened.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hardcora, and welcome to Week 8 of QuaranQueened. Thank you all so much. We've already got a bunch of viewers watching us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Please, if you can, share the link. It really helps us get the word out about the show, and it also helps us attract a lot of great sponsors. Now, joining me tonight is, of course, Conchita. Conchita, hello.
Hello, Cora. How are you?
I'm doing well, but wait, before we get started, I just wanted to say that I'm actually getting a little bit worried about barbecue. I've been calling her on her StarTac cellular phone, and the phone is just constantly ringing. Sometimes it'll pick up, but when it picks up, I hear it's like this digital noise. And then sometimes there's this really deep, low voice, and it sounds like it comes from another world or another dimension or something.
It's an odd, deep voice. She did say she was going to go pick up her suitcase from Johnny Gallardo, her ex. Because I think maybe she's there, because I don't think she would have gone across the border to upstate New York to her Auntie Fruella's just yet. I don't know, just my thinking. I don't know.
I cannot stand that Johnny Gallardo. I don't know why she bothers to communicate with him at all, especially after the time that he...
Cora, don't even bring that up. Not like, I mean, I just don't like to hear what he did to her. You know, it was just so bad.
I know. And that's why she can't eat mangoes anymore. Anyway, I guess we just keep trying to get a hold of her.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure she's fine. After all, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Anyway, how are you doing, Conchita? How was your week?
Oh, my week has been fine. You know, of course, there's some days, I don't know, maybe my mood is slipping as well, like a lot of other people. I've been, on the days that I'm going running, I'm enjoying it, and my dopamines are doing great business, and I'm very happy. Then there's some days I'm a bit crabby, you know, and those are my non-running days. So I don't know. I know some people resort to doing a little bit of drinking. I know on Sunday nights that's happening, but I'm worried I'm going to get the multiple sclerosis of the liver. You know, every lobe. You know, just attacked, you know. So, well, who knows?
Conchita, I
But,
know that you are a trained professional. I think you'll be fine.
Okay, yes. You know what? One thing I will say about that little opening thing with Doug Ford,
Uh-huh.
and I have to say, I'm no fan of the Ford family because my impression of it, and I'll be as objective as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Ford turned City Hall into a circus, and it doesn't have to be a circus because it's a place of work. It doesn't have to be polarized. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be unseemly. But he made that place into a circus. I have a low bar for Doug Ford as Premier of Ontario, but I have to say, he has not made the premiership a circus. And I think he's dealt with things actually quite reasonably. One of my fears was going into this pandemic was we might have to have something like 3,000 new cases per day before they decide to shut down because they would value the economy too much. But actually, they shut down maybe a little bit before I was feeling uncomfortable, which I'm impressed by because I know what I knew about this pandemic leading into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and the way he treated the Yahoos, those Yahoos.
Well, and those Yahoos are basically his followers. Like, that is Ford Nation.
Yeah, well, that's what I would think. But you know what? He's disavowed them. Good. He's called them Yahoos. And and why would so based on the evidence I've changed my opinion because that's what I do. I would have thought that would have been his people, but no, it's not his people. He's not trying to appeal to those people, and I'm extremely happy. The U.S. media, you have a handful of people protesting on any lawn, and they say, well, these people need to be taken serious. They've got a real good point. We are free people. Why should we be locked up? And really, they shouldn't be spending that much time on them. These people aren't epidemiologists. They're not medical doctors. They don't know about the R0 and spreadability of this virus. Why listen to them? They may be people who have a point that they want to get back to work because they don't have money. I would listen to that. But that's where it ends. I don't need to take their epidemiological advice that, we have to end this lockdown because we're not free. No. The U.S. media spends too much time, and I'm so happy that Doug Ford just went, there are people protesting. They're just a bunch of yahoos. Thank you. I'm listening to the scientists. My God, what a low bar.
Well,
but
yes.
I applaud him. And I know other people who would be no fans of his based on his brother, and they say the same thing. So,
well, just don't ask him about anything environmental. Don't ask him about, this is one issue. He has basically, I think, jumped at the chance to side with educated people for once.
You know what? I give props where they're due, and I will make it an issue by issue opposition. And you know what? His brother Rob did not side with the LGBTQ community by refusing to be in a parade. Let's see what Doug does.
Oh, he's not. I mean, I'm sure he's thrilled that there is no parade.
Maybe or maybe not. Who knows?
This leopard ain't changing any stripes.
I look for the good in people. Or not. Sometimes I don't. But, we'll see. We'll see. So far...
Let's see. Freddie says, if Doug Ford is looking reasonable, by comparison, you're doing something wrong.
Freddie, that may be the case. But, I just have to go by this whole Yahoo thing. And I thought, I wasn't expecting that. And it's a low bar. So that's what I anyway, I think we're all on the same page with regard to conservatism. But anyway, but I just want to do a little shout out.
Okay.
Because it is somebody's birthday.
Oh, that is right. It is Jason Sharman's husband's Paul's 34th birthday today. He likes them young.
Doesn't look a day over 24.
You know. Happy birthday, Paul. We would sing happy birthday, but Facebook and YouTube will take us down. So
And true. And you would have been going out for a very fine, nice dinner, except there's a pandemic. So,
Yeah.
so you're here with us. Enjoy.
Oh, Conchita, I have some more great news. The
What is it,
Kingswood
Cor?
Group. The Kingswood Group. They're the ones that took out the ad last week and the week before. They have placed another ad. We're going to get to that soon. But first,
Okay.
tonight, we've got, coming up later in the show, I have an exclusive one-on-one with DJ, producer, drag performer, and activist Alphonso King Jr. And joining us on the quarantine stage is the incredibly talented Shirley Happening, who will be singing live for us. And of course, Sous is returning with more quarantining tips. So that's what...
and remember, we love audience participation. So please keep writing your comments. I've got a little consolidator site here. So if you do them in YouTube, they come here. If you type them in on Facebook, I see them here. If you are commenting on Twitch or Periscope, then I will get your comments here. So please comment. We love interacting with our beautiful people out there.
Conchita, would you like the honors now?
Kingswood Group. And now a special word from our sponsors.
Have you or someone that you love been in a car accident? Has a disfiguration or dismemberment caused you lack of employment? Do you live in a dwelling that used to or currently contains asbestos? If so, Kingswood, Pepperoncini and Associates can help you. It's time.
This is Zazos. X-Day plans are now activated. Here are your details. Alpha Agents, Plan 7. Gamma Agents, Plan 2. Pay attention. We will soon start communicating through expanded channels. Stay alert for messages. Praise me.
So the lawyers of Kingswood, Pepperoncini and Associates are here for you. Call now, 1-888-555-3030. Rest assured, the law is on your side. Praise Azaz.
And thank you, Kingswood, Pepperoncini and Associates, for coming on board with yet another sponsorship.
The Kingswood Group have so many subsidiaries. I kind of wonder who owns them. I have to ask my friend Nancy Pepperoncini because her brother is an associate at Kingswood, Pepperoncini and Associates.
Wow, what a small world.
I know. I've never met him.
Oh.
I think she's trying to keep me away from him.
Oh. She is very protective.
She is. I don't know what's up with that. She tries to keep me away. But anyway, that was a great ad.
I know. And did you hear that she mentioned disfigurement at the top of the ad?
Yes.
Maybe they could help you out, Conchita.
Cora, that's a cheap shot.
Speaking of which, it's time for Cheap Shots.
We have a new pandemic update. Rats. That's right, rats are now reported to be infecting humans in Hong Kong with a new strain of hepatitis, leaving scientists baffled exactly how the virus was being transmitted from the rodents.
That's right. There have been at least 11 patients, including one as recently as April 30th, who have been found to have the rat strain of hepatitis E.
This is not a joke. This is just something new that we need to start worrying about.
It's not a joke, people. Murder hornets have arrived. These super-sized hornets are known to decimate local bee populations and have been known to even kill people.
Its stinger is strong enough to sting through a beekeeper's suit, and people who have been stung say it feels like hot metal injected into their veins.
Numerous people in Japan have already reportedly died from the murder hornet's sting.
This is not a joke. This is, once again, something we just need to start worrying about.
Coronavirus is in the White House. That's right. Several White House staffers have tested positive for the coronavirus, leading to the quarantine of many members of the coronavirus task force, including Anthony Fauci.
Keep in mind that if Donald Trump is incapacitated due to the coronavirus, that would make Mike Pence the president of the United States of America.
That is not a joke. It's just something else we need to start worrying about.
In international news, China is cracking down on funeral strippers, which have been a long-time tradition in rural China. Local residents hire strippers to perform body acts at a funeral in order to attract larger attendance of mourners.
You know, Conchita, I once went to a Chinese funeral that had strippers.
You did?
Yes, but 2 hours later, I was still horny. And that's cheap shots.
Well, we have good news from our sponsor because, we've got a little shout out from Freddy Sverte, who says Pepperoncini and Associates helped me get the financial compensation I was entitled to.
Oh,
yes.
My God. Thank you, Freddie. I love when our audience supports our sponsors.
Yes, Freddie. It seems we watch the same infomercial. I hope you don't go and get mesothelioma.
Oh my goodness, Andrew is saying that Hornet is wearing orange and lived in Japan.
It's
Just
true. There's a
saying.
lot of people in Japan each year that die from these murder hornets. Tabo no naka ga onaka ni ne. Maybe just in the countryside. I don't think I've heard of anyone in downtown Tokyo, in Marunouchi or Ginza, Shinjuku.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give it a month.
Unless they have a nice leafy property in Ebisu. But who knows? Oh, yes.
Oh, Conchita, is it time for another original segment?
Like it or not, our friend comes visiting. And that friend is Judith. So, welcome, Judith.
She's got her act together and she's doing it right. She's Judith.
Oh, it's nothing like a nice glass of wine after a long day. Okay, it's time for me to spill. I broke up with Kevin. You know what? He's not good. I think I'm a firm believer in teaching someone how to treat you. And if they're not treating you right, you gotta let them know that it's not right. So I walked away. It's 4 weeks of hard work, now down the drain.
She's got her act together and she's doing it right. She's Judith.
Judith.
She is a handful.
She is. And she's that friend who will Skype you. She will drink and dial. And you don't even need to say much.
No, you can actually just leave the phone off the hook, do a load of laundry, come back, and she'll still be on that same story.
And she's still talking about Patrick and all the things that Patrick did. We all have a friend like Judith, don't we? We all have a Judith.
All right, everybody.
Oh, dear. Oh, my God. So Optimistic Brains is saying he loves Judith. She seems familiar. Oh, yes. And Judith is wearing
Judith.
Barbie tattoos on her cheeks. She's doing that. Yes, yes. Oh, and Andrew Asanka in Chicago, he's the one who is saying that Conchita is actually a murder hornet in Japan and wants me to show the stingers. So I will show you my stingers. They are like this. If I was a murder hornet, that's how I would kill.
Oh, Conchita.
Andrew, thank you for joining us again, all the way, international audience, all the way from Chicago.
Chicago. The Windy
who's
City.
Tony Moulton? Do we know Tony Moulton saying still gorgeous? Thank you for joining us, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Oh, Conchita, you are scaring me.
Oh yes, because there's so many things in this world. Oh, I love you too, Andrew. Optimistic brain, the world is a very scary place. So get used to it. You know.
All right, everybody. Get your questions ready in the comment section below because Dr. Conchita is in the house.
Oh, yes. Hello, welcome back. And welcome to Conchita's Question of the Week. And remember, last week, we're only doing one question. And last week was, are UFOs real? And of course, we were doing this segment in response to the Pentagon releasing some information. So today, and based on I can say, based on the Pentagon's release of that information, there are indeed unidentified flying objects in the sky that pilots have seen, and they released the footage. And so, yes, UFOs are real. So tonight we are continuing with that, and we are continuing with, do people get abducted by aliens? Now, I just want to do a little disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor, but I have slept with one, so that's got to count for something. But on this topic, I'm also a physicist, so yeah, I can answer shit. Okay. So now, Cora, last week, this is a follow-up question.
Oh.
You said that you had seen UFOs in the past. Which is amazing. And that you had actually recorded some footage.
Yes.
So
I have seen 3 UFOs. One as a small child in the garden with my baba. The next time was at the cottage, and it was across the bay in the distance. And then the one that I have footage of was when I was lying in the backyard, and this is in downtown Toronto, middle of the afternoon, lying outside on the little chaise thing. I looked up and I saw this ball in the air. And you know what's strange? Well, you know what? You see this stuff. Like, it took me a minute to process what I was seeing. And then I was like, oh, I guess that is a UFO. And then I went and I grabbed my phone to tape it. Should I show you the footage?
Yes. I really want to see it.
Okay, here it is. That wasn't the footage. If only it looked like that. You're going to have to strain to see this footage.
Okay, I want to see now. Okay.
I did a blow up. Okay, so middle of the afternoon, downtown Toronto. Okay, here it is. Okay, so see on the left-hand side.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now
it's hovering.
Well, and it's moving quite quickly, and it's going in kind of like a circle.
What would do
like
that?
It's kind of like shifting ways.
It's meandering. More than an airplane would. Why? It's like left and right. It's a sine wave pattern.
See, and what the stupid thing is, like, you always say, like, okay, if you're going to videotape a UFO or an unidentified flying object, like, you would think that you would just, like, be taping it and it would be... But, I don't know. It happened, and I don't know. Like...
Can we see that again?
Yeah.
Wow, so it's flying towards the eaves. It's getting closer and closer and closer, and then it's just sort of...
And it does a U-turn.
Then it starts flying a different way.
And then when I stopped filming, like, it sort of like went out of...
There was no turn radius.
See, and now it's sort of turning again.
I just want to say, normally they say when things are really unidentified, the thing goes at a crazy quick speed, then stops on a dime, and then does like a complete different direction without like a turning radius. So it's like nothing, no object we've. I mean, yes, that will indicate that it's an unidentified flying object and maybe an alien, but I mean, sometimes they may decide to do a turn. So, but you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean like anything, just other things that aren't identified are maybe not aliens, because aliens only fly in crazy ways. They're crazy drivers.
Yeah, terrible drivers.
But this, it doesn't seem to be driving in any way. Of any,
I was like, is that one of those balloons? Like that, but I just don't think it would be like go one way, turn, kind of go the other way.
Well, what I can say is, it is unidentified. I'd have to say that is unidentified. I mean, I could see something turned like that by a wind current, but it seems rather high up, right? Mm-hmm. So, is it a large wind balloon? And who would fly a large wind balloon over Toronto? I don't know. Cora, you're a special person.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. So sometimes I wonder, do people get abducted by aliens? And I have a couple little info bits here from what I got from a reputable news source online. Signs of being abducted: the inability to remember details of the previous night, headaches, irritability, and finding objects of clothing on the floor that weren't there when you went to bed.
Oh my God. I was abducted last night, the night before that.
I know, that's quite weird. Normally on Monday mornings, I feel like I was adopted by aliens the night before, because, hey, we have a couple little cocktails we were enjoying. Here's to Judith.
Hey, Judith. I think she was abducted.
I know. Oh.
Yeah. Goodness. Oh wait, I'm getting a call on. I'm getting a call right now.
Oh, a call. Oh, well, yeah.
Should I answer this?
Answer. Who is it?
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Wow. Your apartment looks so futuristic, almost like a spaceship. Wow. Oh no.
What the hell was that?
What was that? Barbecue?
I don't know. Like it doesn't
Cora.
say.
That's so weird.
Huh. Caller unknown.
It sounds like a butt dial?
Maybe. But that sounded awful lot like barbecue.
I don't know what that's crazy. Cora, luckily we're recording the podcast, this video live stream, so I'll go back after the fact. I'm going to look at that again.
Okay.
That was so weird. And who would know to call you?
I have friends. Give me a break. I have friends. I don't know who that is.
Yes. But what did I hear? It sounded like barbecue.
Well, and I think those are her shoes. Or they look like her shoes.
And her dress. That was her fuchsia colored
robe.
Sequin docked dress. Well, I hope she's okay.
I know. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe she was at Johnny Gallardo's and
I hate him.
He brought him into her apartment. It's so weird. I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, I mean, okay, so anyway, so do people get abducted by aliens is the question tonight. Do leave a comment. Let's see what people are saying. Okay.
Oh, Jason Sharman. Oh my God, barbecue was adopted by aliens.
It could happen. She could. I wonder if there's just like we would get pets. I've been watching, on the YouTubes, about some like feel good videos. I'm watching a lot about the financial markets, but I'm also watching Sakura the otter. These people who live with an otter, and also Tito the raccoon. Yes, it's funny. And then he says, "Leaving my raccoon unattended for 1 hour," and he puts cameras. Oh my God, that thing's a beast. Oh my God, little scrungy cord that connects to you like the camera for to the mic. It's just climbing up the mic thing, up the camera. It's just that is like a honey badger. It's crazy. Oh. I don't know. And then the otter. Let me tell you, if you want something that's gonna like really annoy you, you Google otter and sashimi, and this Japanese owner of an otter eats sashimi, and not gonna give some to the otter. The otter starts to screech like only an otter can. I didn't know otters can screech. So it's like, give me the sashimi. Don't leave me out, bro. It's crazy. So
wow.
So adopting crazy animals, we do it. Maybe some aliens, and they go, leaving my human unattended for 1 hour.
Yes.
I'm eating sashimi and not giving any to my human. You never know.
The thing is, barbecue never liked sashimi. That's the irony of it all.
She would go for sushi, but what would she eat? No,
a vegetarian thing. Was it? She was allergic to everything. She was allergic to chicken, beef. I think she made some of this up.
Well, anyway, so do people get abducted by aliens? Well, clearly, there might have been video evidence right there. Adopted by aliens. And that's how do you solve a problem like Conchita? Woo.
So weird. It's so great that you're filling in the time that you've lost your job with so many important things to watch on YouTube. Yeah.
The last time I was unemployed, I really started to get interested in the Phoenix Lights. So you look up the Phoenix Lights phenomenon and this documentary done by this medical doctor in Phoenix. And she's really interesting. I mean, the people seem very honest on this thing. It's really, really crazy. So check it out.
The truth is out there.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for another original segment. It's mini Toon time. Don't you think, Conchita?
Oh, mini Toons!
So how is that fair? What? You were fine. I was drowning in there. A big pitch in front of the CEO, and I asked for your thoughts, and you just waffle. I needed you to back me up, dude. I only had this one shot. I just didn't feel I was in a position to weigh in on finance. God. That's the last time I reach out to you for help. Suit yourself. I gotta respect my limits. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but you're spineless. Asshole.
And that's
yes. You know what I realized from that?
What's that?
Jellyfish keep it fucking real.
Well, you can see right through them.
There you go. Cora, I'm using that.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, get your leg warmers and Reebok's running shoes ready because Sous is here to whip your lazy quarantine ass into shape.
Are you nervous a little bit?
Hello, my name is Sous. I'm 10 years old. Today I'm going to talk to you about exercise. I think it's very important that we stay at tip-top shape in quarantine. It's also very important we keep our hearts and our lungs healthy. This is my assistant, Weston.
Hello.
First things first, let's do some jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The next exercise is planks. These are very easy. You just go like this and wait. Okay, I think that's good enough. The next exercise is squats and lunges. Squat, squat, lunge. Squat, squat, lunge. These are very good for your buttocks and your legs. Now, my mother showed me this guy named Richard Simmons. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't, Susie.
He's kind of a star. Anyway, his whole thing is sweating to the oldies, which is kind of like dancing. Here's a move called the grapevine. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I heard Richard Simmons has mysteriously gone missing. You can come outside and go for a walk, a jog, or a bike ride. I prefer a bike ride, but it's up to you. Just get to boat clumping. Okay, bye-bye.
Sous, look out!
We do wish Sous a very quick recovery. Oh, we've lost you, Conchita. Oh, your mic.
Oh, yes. Oh, I do mute it during the segments.
I mute them here on this end, so.
Oh, well,
I forget.
I know. You never know. J'espère que Sous est parfait.
I know.
So, oh my God, I love Sous. That was great workout with Sous. She'll have to be my Monday morning routine.
I know. In lieu of flowers, Sous's management team is suggesting bottles of wine.
Oh, yes, and send it directly to the B-girls because Susu's underage. So, cheers. We'll be drinking on Susu's behalf. Cora, do you have...
Susu.
Someone asked if you're drinking Laker Lager.
Of course.
Yes, Laker beer, Cora. Laker Lager, there it is.
One. The cheapest. We are in quarantine,
is that the
people.
Cheapest? Yes. Maybe they could be a sponsor instead of these Kingswood people because they keep abducting people or something. I don't know.
There's something weird with
I'm
people.
drinking it. I'm getting real.
I'll need another drink soon.
Where's that Nancy Pepperoncini?
Oh, God, Nancy.
I know. She will interfere with everyone's relationship. Never, ever, 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 ever invite her to meet your boyfriend. She's the one who will go in and try to destabilize things and then tell you about it afterwards. That is Nancy Pepperoncini. And that's probably why she knows not to introduce me to her brother. Because I will do to her and her brother's relationship what she did to me and Fernando.
Oh. Have more wine, Conchita. Have more wine.
Exactly, because that's what the situation calls for. Okay, and you know it's what some people have been saying. Oh, buck a beer. That's Doug Ford. Remember that? Yes. Well, I will always, that's a good policy. I'll take a buck a beer now. Maybe I'm Doug Ford Nation.
Maybe you are turning into a Ford Nation.
Maybe.
Windbag weirdo person. I shouldn't say mean things about people. Deluded. A deluded.
Dear. And now it's time for the B-Girls. We are going back to the archive in 2002, which was the year that Quebec became the first province to grant gay couples full parental rights. And the Senate committee ruled that marijuana should be legalized in Canada. And Queen Elizabeth came to Toronto, to Canada, to celebrate her Golden Jubilee.
Yes. And it was also the year that Alien and Midnight Run actor Yaphet Kotto got the pleasure to act alongside Conchita and Cora.
Take us to Harvard and Major.
Oh, Cora, I don't know if I want to do this.
Conchita, shut up.
You never listen to me. Cora, my mouth is on fire.
Really? Usually it's your panties that are on fire.
Cora, I don't want to go to this party.
Just take another tranquilizer.
Cora, I swear, if this was your tooth that was hurting, we'd be halfway to the emergency room by now.
Oh, we would not.
Yes, we would. Remember that time when you had that infection?
Rash! It was a rash.
It was a weeping sore.
Shut up. I hope you're not listening to any of this.
My lips are sealed.
That's too bad.
Cora, leave him alone. I'm sorry, this is a medical alert. She's a real slut. She sleeps with everybody.
Oh, you are nothing but a vicious bitch.
I'm sorry, I don't want to go to this party. Excuse me, turn here. We're gonna
No, keep going. No, Conchita, do you want something to cry about now? I will give you something to cry about.
Cora, give me my wig!
There, now you have something to cry about.
I can't fucking believe this.
Oh, shut up.
Hey!
Now you make him all angry. He hates you. He hates everything about you.
Here.
Thank you. Look, Cora, I have to rely on the kindness of complete and utter strangers.
Yeah, for a quick 20.
Cora!
How bad is that, too?
It really hurts.
Pussy.
Enough! Now, here's what's going to happen. There's a 24-hour dental service over in DuPont. We're going there now. And then after that, you can go to the party or whatever. But in the meantime, the two of you are going to be on your best behavior. Is that understood?
Yes.
Fine.
All right.
What amazing acting.
You don't know. I totally had to mute my mic then because I was laughing once again through the entire thing. Do you want to talk about it? Are we okay to talk about this a little bit?
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know, our call time was what? It was like 1 a.m.?
Yeah.
And then we were taken over to Wellesley. And
yes,
it was
Wellesley Street.
Wellesley Street, because our call was like at near there. I can't remember where. A couple days or a week earlier, we met with this guy who was a wig stylist. Do you remember that? We had to go speak to a wig guy.
Wig guy, yeah.
Who was really, really old and had like was recovering from a stroke. And for us, I don't know, maybe he had other claims to fame, but for us, he told us his claim to fame was that he did all the wig styling on Kids in the Hall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So we went to was his house, and it was after hours, and we went, and I showed up with a selection of my wigs. You showed up with a selection of your wigs because we feel comfortable in our own wigs.
Yes,
and
our acting wigs.
I know. So he basically said, "You like that? Okay, yeah, we'll do that." And I think he combed it out for us.
Yeah.
And that was the extent
Which was
of
nice
his...
because our wigs were never combed out. You can comb a wig?
So go. I know. That was news to me when I heard that.
That was life-changing.
Even today, it's like, what? You comb this thing? This is not a combable.
I know.
That's why I wear these. These are great.
I know. I want to keep my Northern Ontario hairstyle intact.
Okay. I love your look today. It's so Linda Evangelista.
I know.
So I think you're incredibly pretty. This is like a really good look for. I love the frou-frous. I love everything.
Thank you, Conchita.
Yeah, it's good. I'm doing my Shakira look.
I'm
living in the suburbs of Barcelona with a football player. It's great. But okay, do you remember the audition? Do you remember the audition for this thing?
No.
It is. I kind of have this philosophy towards auditions because I was a male comic actor who would go for auditions, and it's just thankless. It's just absolutely thankless. And I firmly believe that nobody wants you to hitch a ride on their wagon. They only want to hitch a ride on your wagon. So if I ever do an audition, I'm going in strong. So I kind of try to, I don't know, you're probably the same. I mean, you're a Stratford actor, so about auditions. But this
the olden days, Conchita.
Yes, with Nancy with Karen
with
McDonald.
Karen McDonald. That's right. I think she was the season previous to me and the season after me. So I never I never got to act alongside her because I was TNAB. That's what they would say at the Stratford Festival. Are you TNAB? Totally not
What's
asked
that?
back. Totally not asked back. And I was.
Okay. Well, anyway, so for an audition, we were kind of said we're auditioning together on this, blah blah blah, or at least out in the. I said, can we audition together? We asked that. I know more, and we had worked this out where we had rewritten the script, so it works for us. Written a whole bunch of crazy ass shit in there, and made it really over the top.
Yeah.
And you know what? I had no idea from reading the script. Does the writer think we are trannies, prostitutes? Oh, sorry. Transgender women. Sorry.
Women.
Transgendered women. Sorry, I apologize. Transgendered women. If we are
sex workers,
transgendered women, prostitutes, so sex workers. Oh. I mean, this was like a huge range. Drag queens, because it's all different. It's all completely different, and I would not
transvestites. Can we even say that?
Yeah, well, back then, we used all these terms were things.
All the T words were fine.
So I did not know what they had in mind for this. So it's like, what do you think? I couldn't get a handle. So anyway, let's just do what we do. We dressed up like this. We went and did our stuff. And we threw in jokes about the weeping sore. Corey, if this was you,
we wrote that entire scene. We wrote that entire scene.
Oh my God, Cora! Now I have to rely on complete and utter strangers. Through that line. Which is like Tennessee Williams, complied on the kindness of stranger, So we threw all that in. We did it. We made the director laugh, and they said, "Okay, thank you." Okay, now we don't need to. I said, "Well, would you like us to do a more toned down version?" And he went, "No, we don't need to see anymore." And I went, Okay. So to me, that was like a no.
Thanks, no
complete
thanks.
Not,
Yeah.
thanks, no thanks. We don't, not interested in the least. But we had rewritten, we had added so much value, really. Anyway, so we ended up getting it, which I kind of thought based on the no thank you was no, we're not going to get it, is what I really thought. And so I think I even said, would you like to see a more over-the-top version? And he said, no.
No, it's impossible to be more over the top.
Well, or something a little more low key. Yeah, I mean, because we could take it a lot of different ways, but so I guess he thought it was kind of perfect. So, good. So look, people are loving this little thing. Cora,
who knew? Maybe they'll do a remake, like Star Wars, The Ride 2.
But anyway, I was really surprised when we actually got it. And then with the whole wig stylist, then he decided to go for the natural wig. And then like the clothier put me into was essentially like a flapper outfit. You look like a flapper. And I'm going, we'll just do a performance, but we'll do it in these clothes. But I mean, these people really don't understand the community, But so that was 1 a.m. call time. And then the best was when there was a review of this pilot. It was a pilot for Showcase called The Ride with Al Waxman and Yaphet Kotto. And right? They did a review. Now Magazine did a review and they said, oh, and the writing. The writing was the most clever writing they'd seen in a serial in a long time. With strains of Somerset Maugham or Tennessee Williams. With when one transgendered woman in a cab says, now you have me relying on the complete and utter kindness of strangers. Now, I know I said complete and other kindness of strangers, but they just kind of just ignored that, assuming it was a character affectation of some sort, which, yes, you should. Complete and utter kindness of strangers. And they singled that out as particularly clever. And we put that in, Cora. Oh, man, sorry.
Wow.
Okay.
So that was The Ride.
That was The Ride.
All right, now. Earlier this week, I had the chance to sit down with someone who has always been at the right place at the right time. He's a DJ. He's a producer. He's an actor. He's a vocalist. He's a female impersonator. He is a mistress of ceremonies and an activist. He is also someone who was lucky enough to bear witness to a pre-Disneyfied New York City in the 1990s. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chatting with Cora. I'm your host, Cora. Now, tonight, I would like to welcome a DJ, a drag performer, an actress, and an activist. Please welcome Alphonso King Jr., also known as the fabulous Jade Elettra. Alphonso, how are you doing, my darling? How goes the quarantine?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, what have you been doing during this quarantine?
I actually, I run a magazine. My husband and I do a group on Facebook called Pause Planet. And we just hit 11,000 people, and it's around the world.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thanks. And I produce a monthly magazine called Pause Planet. And so that's been keeping me busy. And I've also started writing. I've been promising that I was going to write kind of like my memoirs.
Well, I think this memoir idea is amazing because you have been at these really interesting intersections of our culture.
Yeah, shortly after I moved to New York was unfortunately right after the Rodney King beating. And so I got to witness protest and all this stuff, which I had never seen. I come from Tampa, Florida. But mainly I ended up working, my first job was at a place called Sally's too, which right in Times Square. And the people who worked there were Dorian Corey and Angie Extravaganza, and Octavia St. Laurent would come and do guest spots. And it was an amazing thing. I had sort of kind of gotten inspired to go to New York after seeing Paris is Burning, and to actually move there and end up being downstairs neighbors from Paris Dupree was unreal. So I was in the middle of all of this. And then the person who took me in was the electrifying Grace. She wasn't a ballroom person, but everyone knew her in Times Square. She got very sick, and they were planning on doing a benefit for her. And I mentioned to Dorian Corey that I had done drag back in Florida. And she said, well, you should do the benefit show. And next thing I know, I'm at her place.
Okay, so what was Dorian Corey's apartment like? And did you open the closet door?
No. No. It was a huge apartment up in Harlem. It was, I don't know. I mean, it was cluttered. Her sewing room was a bunch of, boxes and chests and all kinds of stuff and material laying everywhere. So, I didn't think anything of it. I know what you're alluding to. I didn't find out any of that until after she died. So, but yeah, I was in that room where the body was. I just didn't know it. From what I understood, the story is that this was someone that she was involved with, who was very abusive. And I guess things got out of hand one night and she decided to fight back. And, and if there's, the smart thing about it was if there's no body, then there's no charge, because they couldn't find the body the entire time. And that's how Jade Electra came about. I ended up in the house of LaBeija. Peppa LaBeija saw me at that benefit and was like, oh, you remind me of myself, and asked me if I wanted to be in the house. So I got inducted. So I was in the house of LaBeija. I was also learning about the club scene. So I was out at the Limelight. I knew Michael Alec.
Oh my God.
Angel more so, the person that he killed.
Yeah.
Because I used to go all the time on Christopher Street. Every Saturday, Angel handed out flyers in his wings and on skates in a little pair of shorts. Wow. And it was a very, the scene was insane. There was so much going on and so many places to go, and Boy Bar and Underbar and Crowbar. And the East Village was its own thing. The West Village, obviously Greenwich Village, was its own thing. I even ended up working up on the Upper West Side at the Works. It was, and you could do all of that and not run into any of the same people.
I saw that you were on Maury Povich.
It was a really fun gig. They would send a limo for me. And at that time I lived in the East Village. So I'm in this horrible, walk up building, and this big limo would pull up and I'd go dashing out all in drag. And I can talk about it now because of it's done and it's way in the past. It was so faked.
No way.
It was, you were, and you had a family member who disapproved. Well, my brother's gay. So I called him and I was like, girl, you want a trip to New York? And he's like, sure. I was like, okay, well, all you got to do is say that you don't understand why I do drag, and all this stuff. He should win an Oscar for this, because he came dressed conservative, everything, and sat.
When you walk around New York, what do you walk around as?
I walk around as Alphonso. I don't dress like this all the time, and he knows that. And this little routine about every time he sees me, I'm dressed and all that, and I have on makeup is a lie.
I just want to ask the one brother, how can you possibly say that you don't agree with what she's doing? I mean, you're gay, and you know what it feels like when people look at you and just say, you're gay, so, I don't want to
In other words, you see the discrimination.
Okay, well, people are looking at me as a gay man, okay? They're looking at him as a drag queen.
I did a lot of daytime television. I even did Ricky Lake as well.
So how long did you stay in New York? And what made you decide to emigrate to Canada, of all places?
I was in New York for 17 years. I was in Montreal in 2005. Yeah. And I had went up for some gigs as Jade and DJ Relentless. And I literally went into a coffee shop, or what I thought was a coffee shop, and it was a coffee shop / art gallery. There was a show going on, and I'm looking around and I see this piece that's an ass with a rash on it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, and why would someone put this up? And I'm talking to this guy who's standing there, and he's laughing at me as I'm talking, whatever. Well, it turns out it was his piece of work. And turns out to be the person I'm married to today.
That's amazing.
Then in 2009, reconnected, and he proposed. And I was like, wow, because that wasn't an option in the States at that time.
Uh-huh.
I said yes. Then the next thing I know, December 28th, I packed up all my stuff in New York and moved here.
So now your new single is about to drop for Undetectable.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you working on?
I guess I have to start thinking, everyone's panicking about when this is going to be over, but my thing is what are we going to do when this is over? And it's going to take a while, I think, for the bars to come back and for social events to come back. And most of the stuff that I had been doing were social events for the HIV positive community. My husband and I are very open about we're positive. And we started looking around, and there weren't things for POS people to do. So we created POS-TO. That's what it originally started off as. But it's morphed into an event called Mingle. And what we do is we raise money for different AIDS organizations every month and make it a social event. There's no cover. There's no obligation. We just want you to come and have a nice time. If you feel inclined to donate, great. We normally try and invite performers to come. I do this completely no pay. We do all of our events we put them together. We donate our time. I DJ for some. I perform for some. I do both for some. But I just feel like when I first got here, PWA was a big part of our lives because I wasn't really working as much. So that's how we ate. So I wanted to make sure that I gave back. And so that's how this kind of started.
All right, Alphonso, we've come to the part of the show where I'm going to ask you 11 questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
What's your favorite movie?
Imitation of Life.
Favorite musical person or group?
Billie Holiday.
What's your favorite podcast?
I don't really listen to them.
You're not the only one. Now, how are you feeling in your quarantine time?
Believe it or not, optimistic.
When this quarantine is over, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Find a place to DJ.
If we were to go on a date, where would you take me and what would we do?
I am a big fan of comedy movies, so I would probably want to go and see a comedy.
Are you an gold star gay?
Oh, no.
What's your favorite sexual position?
Top.
Thank you so much, Alphonso. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I wish you nothing but the very best.
I hope that maybe one day again we get to work together. I've done the B-Girl show a couple of times.
You certainly have.
And maybe I'll be able to come and perform the new single or something one day.
That would be amazing. Soon as we're allowed outside. Thank you. Thank you for chatting on Chatting with Cora. Alphonso King Jr. / Jada Letra / DJ Relentless. So many hats that gentleman wears.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm totally in love with him. He's amazing. Such an amazing spirit.
Completely.
Oh.
And I just love that, I'm obsessed with Paris is Burning. I am obsessed with that documentary.
Yes.
If you have not seen it and you're watching this, you have to watch it. Such a time in New York City, such a cultural moment in time, and it's so neat to talk to somebody who was there, kind of to see these people who were around at that time.
And you know what? Alphonso seems like a good soul. A really good soul. And that
yes.
I'm glad to have seen this right now. This is great. I love it. So thank you, Alphonso. So
Please,
wonderful.
Check out the links below to learn more about Alphonso because he is a multifaceted performer and creator and activist. His Undetectable, his single is going to be dropping on Spotify, iTunes, you name it. Please follow him. Great guy.
And we're getting some oh my God. Thomas Wallner. Remember Thomas Wallner? Hello, Thomas.
Thomas Wallner.
Oh, yes. Hello, Thomas. Love it. Oh my God. Hopefully you're still as handsome as you always were. And then Andrew Osanka says about Jade, fabulous. And Jason Sharman, fantastic interview. And I have to concur. Cora and Alphonso, Jade.
Oh, and Alphonso. Alphonso, thank you for having me on. Alphonso, you were a joy. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your time.
Well, let's do something with Alphonso real soon. Another thing. I mean, yes, my heart just was like, I want to hug him. It's just so wonderful.
Yes. All right.
Oh, yes. Look at sunshine. What a fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I love it.
Thank you all. All right. Everybody, now get yourselves ready for our next guest. Can you believe it? We have another guest tonight. She's a chanteuse, an actress, a comedienne, and a very clever seamstress.
This theatrical dame is usually found clicking her heels across the stages at the Capitol Theatre in Stirling and in Port Hope.
That's right. She also hosts and produces fundraisers for the Toronto Gay Hockey Association and other local community programs.
And also pre-isolation, you could also catch her at Comedy Bar.
That's right. Please put your hands together and give a warm quarantine stage welcome to Shirley Happening.
Hello, girls. You all look fabulous. So happy to see your beautiful faces, even if it is from a distance. From a distance, the world looks blue and green. Everyone's homes and yards are clean. Keep your distance, at least 2 meters in between, and this COVID thing will be just a dream. Social distance, social distancing, isolation through the land. It's the voice of town. It's the voice of Ford. It's the voice of every man. Especially Justin Trudeau. He's so dreamy. Oh, from a distance, we all have stocked up toilet paper, Lysol wipes. Mr. Clean, that's what you told us to do. But there are no funds, no jobs, and no economy. But somehow we're getting all this money for free. Well, buy now, pay later. From a distance, we will survive all this, marching in the common band, keeping safe 6 feet. Stay at home, I repeat. Wear your mask and wash your hands. That's right, because they are watching us. They are watching us. They are watching us. your distance. Now, dolls, if you have to go out, take the appropriate safety measures. I hear the virus sticks to fabric, so when I go out, I wear my cellophane. It's safe, nothing sticks to it, the husband can hose you off. Beautiful! From a distance, you look like my friend. Even though I can't see through this fogged up visor screen. Talk about moist talking. From a distance, I just cannot comprehend. What all this technology, what do all these buttons mean? What's it all about? What is TikTok, Zoom meeting, house party? Actually, where is this house party? And why wasn't I invited? I thought we were staying safe, 6 feet. Stay at home, I repeat. Wear your mask and wash your hands. Not just rinse and wipe. 20 seconds is right. Sanitize, scrub everything so clean. 'Cause they are watching us. They are watching us. They are watching. Aren't you watching? All we're doing is watching. In isolation, I'll watch anything. I'll binge Netflix, YouTube, TikTok. I'll watch it all. I even watch my garbage man take out the garbage because it's exciting. But we'll survive from a distance. Oh, everyone be safe out there. Be safe. Shirley loves you. Love you, girl.
That's right. Shirley loves you, and we love Shirley happening. Thank you so much, Shirley.
Oh my God, Cora!
I know.
I have to give her props. She has one of the best QuaranQueened stages out there
ever.
That looked beautiful.
I know. That
better
and
than my stage, better than your stage.
I know. Oh, and it's something that you can't find on Amazon. She's great. And she does her own costumes, like everything. Like she's this amazing performer. She's this and she makes these insane outfits. She's a super talent.
More Shirley.
More
Alphonso,
Shirley is
more
happy.
Shirley. You know, one thing this QuaranQueened stage has really reconnected me with is all the wonderfully talented people in the community.
Yeah.
Everyone from Alphonso to Shirley to Sous.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff we're getting from people is just amazing. So I'm really proud of all of you.
So for sure, you know, Conchita and I, we're always saying that in a way, the quarantine show is really helping us get through the quarantine because, you know, it's a chance for us to be creative. And it's so wonderful to be able to have other people being creative and sharing their light, sharing their energy, sharing the joy of what they love to do. There's a couple of great comments here,
even though we only have something like 300 even though we only have something like 300 viewers, I'm sure in the future, some anthropologist will be looking back at this and trying to glean some data from us. You know, 300 years from now, what was their quarantine like? You know?
Perhaps aliens from another world.
Oh dear. So the comments.
Here's one from Thomas
Wallner.
Wallner.
Wallner is saying, good lighting, yes.
He also says, woohoo to Shirley.
Shirley should open for Justin Trudeau's talks. Yeah.
Oh,
everyone's loving it.
Shirley.
It's so true.
Yes, to Shirley. And a mask. Mask for mask.
You know, Cora, Just like bed bugs can return at any moment, so can our friend Judith.
She's got her act together and she's doing it right. She's Judith.
'Cause I come from Alabama. Excuse me.
She's got her act together and she's doing it right. She's Judith.
So disturbing.
Yes. And you know what? I don't even think she comes from Alabama. I think she was just singing a song from memory. But
cheers, Judith.
Cheers to that, Cora. Cheers, Judith.
Cheers, Cora. And we've come to that part, everyone. Before the end of the show, us B-girls, well, we want to leave you with some positive and heartwarming stories, don't we, Conchita?
Yes, perhaps you don't know it, but good news is happening all around you right now, all over the place now.
That's right. It's time for...
Good News Today!
Many cities worldwide have closed parks for fears of overcrowding due to the COVID-19 outbreak.
But a new concept by design company Studio Precht in Vienna wants to bring the great outdoors to a city near you with a green maze designed for city parks to help people maintain physical distance during the pandemic.
Parallel lines of hedgerows lead each person on a walk through an enclosed natural world, occasionally opening up to a broader view of gardens, while keeping effective social distancing measures in place.
Such good news. After all, what could possibly go wrong walking in a maze? Sweet
Farm Animal Shelter. Sorry, Cora, I've got so much lag here. How are you doing?
It's fine. It's fine. You go ahead, darling.
Okay, Sweet Farm Animal Shelter, a nonprofit sanctuary, is using the animals to inject humor into hundreds of business meetings that are taking place over Zoom, Google Hangouts, and other video chat programming.
GoToMeeting service lets farm animals make cameo appearances on your next Zoom call to support the shelter.
Not only goats are available, but you can also arrange visits from turkeys, sheep, pigs, llamas.
If you're graduating high school in 2020, chances are you won't be getting the chance to celebrate prom this year. Hit it, Conchita.
But Cornwall students Chastity Derushi and Alex Besner have found a unique way to celebrate during pandemic. A virtual prom.
The two girls were able to round up 39 other students for their video, showing each student dressed in casual clothes transforming into their prom outfits. Okay, Conchita, this is the part where we get to judge them. Oh, he's cute.
Well.
What is she?
Yes, very cute. Oh my God, I love that outfit.
Okay, that's lovely. Oh,
yes,
hello.
Fine, a little plain.
Oh,
that's
handsome,
okay.
cute hair.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Oh, I like the back of that.
Glam. Oh, let's see.
Oh,
well, you know
hair.
what? Everyone in a suit tie, yes, cleans up well. Oh, gorgeous
Lovely.
girl, you go. Let's see him. Oh, yes. Now that's nice. There you go.
A va-va-voom.
Oh, va-va-va-voom.
And that was...
Yes, I was hoping a drag transformation would happen.
Yes. And that was... Wow. We did it, Conchita. We made it to the end of the show.
Cora, it was wonderful. Cora, it's wonderful spending time. It seems like after a little while, some lag builds up. You know,
yeah.
I see a lot of pixelation on your stream.
Uh-huh.
But I loved it. I loved today. And just thank you.
Thank you, Conchita. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight on QuaranQueened. Please feel free to share the links. You know, you can
share
join
online
us
with your friends. It really helps
That's
us
right.
out.
We're on online every Sunday at 8 p.m. So I hope you all can continue to join us.
Keep washing your hands.
And stay safe and stay the fuck home. Oh, you're still there. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the show. Do me a favor now and click on the subscribe button below.